In last class, we had studied about power over a long transmission line. We had derived certain formulas, so we will see that again, but we will use an alternative method. So once again, we have a two machine system. This is your reactance. This is a lossless line. Vm is the midpoint voltage. I is the current along the transmission line. Vs and Vr are your sending end and receiving end voltages. For this system, if you see the phasor diagram, this is your Vs, this is your Vr vector, and this is your angle delta. Vm is the midpoint voltage, and I is your current along the transmission line. So here we are seeing that our Vm and I, they are in phase. Okay. Since this is a lossless line, we have considered a lossless line. So whatever power is available on the sending end, the same power will be available on the receiving end. And since no loss is taking place, you can multiply this voltage by current and you can get the power because no loss is taking place. Power here, power here, power here will be same. So your power will be equal to Vm into I. Let this be your first equation. Now, if you take a look at this phasor diagram, here we can see that our Vs, this will be equal to, first take a look at this circuit diagram. Your Vs is equal to Vm plus this drop I j times x upon 2. So अब Vm में ये वाला voltage drop add करो, you will get this voltage Vs. So your Vs is equal to Vm plus j I x by 2. And your midpoint voltage Vm, this is Vr. In Vr, if you add this voltage drop, you will get the value of Vm. So your Vm will be equal to Vr plus j I x by 2. The midpoint voltage is nothing but Vs, the receiving end voltage, sending end voltage divided by 2. This will be your midpoint voltage. Now look here. Now if we take your Vm as a reference, so what is the angle here? Delta by 2. So you can write that your Vs is equal to Vs E to the power delta by 2. So this can be written as Vs cos of delta by 2 plus j Vs sine delta by 2. So this is positive angle. So for Vr, this will be negative angle. So here Vr we can write as Vs at an angle of minus j delta by 2. this can be written as VR cos of delta by 2 minus J VR sine delta by 2. Let this be your equation 3. Let this be your equation 4. Now substitute these values in your equation second. So substitute equation 3 and 4 in equation 2. So when you will add them, your midpoint voltage, this will be equal to Vs cos of delta by 2 plus J Vs sine delta by 2 plus Vr cos of delta by 2 minus J Vr sine delta by 2 whole divided by 2. Now if we take our voltages, we take that our sending end voltage and receiving end voltage, they are equal and they are equal to V. So here Vm, this will be equal to V cos delta by 2 plus J V sine delta by 2 plus V cos delta by 2 sine delta by 2, and this will be whole divided by 2. So this will be cancelled. Your midpoint voltage will be equal to 2V cos delta by 2 upon 2. 2 and 2 is cancelled. So we are left with V cos delta by 2. So our midpoint voltage will be equal to V cos delta by 2. So let this be your equation 5. If you want the value of current I, so we can club these two. So this will be, if you club these two, this will be x by 2 plus x by 2, that is equal to x. So if you want to get the current, your current will be equal to Vs minus Vr divided by x. So now your current will be equal to I. Your I will be equal to Vs minus Vr upon J x. Now once again put the values. So when you solve this, you will get 2V upon x sine delta by 2. So now you have the value of current I, you have the value of voltage Vm. So now substitute this in equation 1. So you will get the power over the transmission line. So your power will be equal to Vm into I, and this will be equal to V cos delta by 2 into T2V upon x sine delta by 2. So you can write this as 2 v square upon x sine delta by 2 cos delta by 2. Now we know that sine 2a of this thing is equal to twice cos a, since these are same values, so twice cos a sine a. So here's your 2 sine delta by 2 cos delta by 2. So this can be written as sine twice delta by 2. 2 and 2 will be cancelled. So we are left with v square upon x sine delta, and this will be your power. So let this be your equation. Seven. So similarly, we can get our reactive power. Reactive power, this is equal to V into I sine delta by 2. This isn't Vm, this is V. So your reactive power will be equal to V. Put the value of I. Your I is equal to 2V upon X sine delta by 2 into sine delta by 2. So you get 2 V square upon X sine square delta by 2. So once again, for sine square a, it can be written as 1 minus cos 2a by 2. So we can write twice sine square a. This will be equal to 1 minus cos 2a. So here we have your 2 sine square delta by 2. So we can write this as v square upon x 1 minus cos, you'll have 2 delta upon 2, 2 and 2 will be cancelled. So you're left with this equation. Now this is your reactive power. And let this be your equation 8. So your power is equal to v square upon x sine delta, and your q is equal to v square upon x 1 minus cos delta. So if you plot this, चेक करो, इसमें वैल्यूज डालते रहो. साइन 0 is 0. Similarly, you plot various values. You keep various values, delta equal to 30, delta equal to 45, 60. So you will get a curve. So we know you will get a curve something like this. So I've done nothing. The only thing that I've done, I've put different values of delta. This axis is your delta axis. So since you have a sine delta term associated with this, v square upon x is your power p. So put delta equal to 0. You will see that power will be equal to 0. So for delta equal to 0, your power is equal to 0. Now keep on changing the values. Now put delta equal to pi by 2. So sine 90 is 1. So your power will be equal to v square upon x. So the maximum power that you can have, that will be equal to v square upon x. And this is the steady state limit. Steady state limit is reached at delta equal to pi by 2. And here you can get maximum power, and that maximum power will be equal to v square upon x. Now take a look at your reactive power. Now this is equal to v square upon x 1 minus cos of delta. Now for delta equal to 0, cos 0 is 1. So 1 minus 1 is 0. So your reactive power will be 0. And at delta equal to pi, cos of pi is minus 1. So 1 minus minus 1, you will get reactive power as twice v square by x. तो यहाँ पर आप देखोगे कि जो आपका रिएक्टिव पावर है ये कुछ ऐसे चेंज होता है. And the maximum value is, this value here is 2 v square upon x. So if you see here, your real power, if your voltage and the reactance, these are fixed. If your v and x are fixed, your real power is exclusively controlled by only delta. So you see that your power, it is exclusively controlled by delta. But when you see equation 8, see equation 7 and equation 8, you cannot control your active power without changing your reactive power, because as your active power is changing, so is your reactive power. Now see here, when your reactive power is maximum here, the active power is 0. So your active and reactive power are coupled with each other. You cannot control active power without changing reactive power. And one more thing, ये जो आप यहाँ पे ये फेजर देख रहे हो, ये आपका सेंडिंग एंड वोल्टेज है, ये आपका रिसीविंग एंड वोल्टेज है. ये जो Vx है, ये जो आपकी ट्रांसमिशन लाइन है, इसमें जो रिएक्टेंस है X, इसके अक्रॉस जो आपका वोल्टेज ड्रॉप हो रहा है, दैट वोल्टेज ड्रॉप इज योर Vx. तो देखो, ये आपकी ट्रांसमिशन लाइन है. तो हमने लास्ट क्लास में देखा था कि कैसे जो वोल्टेज होती है इट डिपेंड्स अपॉन योर ट्रांसमिशन लाइन. तो ये जो आपकी वोल्टेज होती है, इसका फेज एंगल कंटिन्यूसली चेंज हो रहा होता है. और जब ये मिड पॉइंट पे पहुंचता है, योर मिड पॉइंट वोल्टेज, इट फॉल्स एग्जैक्टली इन फेज विद योर लाइन करंट. सो दिस इज I and this is your midpoint voltage Vm. तो ये जो Vx है, this is equal to I into Jx. This will be at 90 degree. Obviously this will be at 90 degree to current. So that means it will be at 90 degree to your Vm also. अब क्योंकि ये दोनों Vm और I इन फेज होते हैं, इसीलिए मैंने यहाँ पर पावर लिखा, पावर इक्वल टू Vm into I. वन मोर थिंग, अगर आप यहां से देखोगे, दिस इज योर Vs, दिस इज Vr, सेंडिंग एंड वोल्टेज, रिसीविंग एंड वोल्टेज. इन दोनों के बीच में जो दिस एंगल है, दिस इज डेल्टा. And at the midpoint you have Vm. Now what you do is, आप डेल्टा को इंक्रीज करो, इंक्रीज डेल्टा. So this is your Vs here, this is Vs, this is your new value of Vs, and this is your new value of Vr. So what you will see, as you increase this angle delta, what you have done, you have increased this angle delta, you will see that your midpoint voltage Vm, it decreases. तो पहले केस में it was here, your Vm, it was here. In the next case, as angle delta is increased, so what you see is that your midpoint voltage Vm has decreased. ठीक है. बट यहां पर हम देख रहे हैं, ये जो मैंने आपको ये डायग्राम दिखा, ये वाली जो है हमारा, कि अवर पावर इट कीप्स ऑन इंक्रीजिंग, पावर इंक्रीज हो रहा है. एज एंगल डेल्टा इज इंक्रीजिंग, योर पावर इज इंक्रीजिंग, P is increasing. तो अब ये कैसे होगा? Vm तो आपका, as you are increasing delta, your Vm is decreasing. So पावर कैसे इंक्रीज हो रहा है? तो ये देखिए, ये जो आपका ड्रॉप है, this one, the phasor, this phasor here. आपका जो ये वाला फेजर है, ये क्या है? दिस इज दिस Vx, and this Vx is equal to your Vx, this is equal to I this is equal to I into X. Now if your X is fixed, reactance is not changing. तो आप देख रहे हो कि जैसे ही आपने एंगल डेल्टा को इंक्रीज किया, दिस ड्रॉप Vx, दिस इज इंक्रीजिंग. पहले इतना था, बाद में आप देखिए अब इतना हो गया. दिस हैज इंक्रीज्ड. सो Vx increases with increase in delta. Now since x is not increasing, तो ये ड्रॉप, ये जो ये Vx है, the drop across this series reactance, ये कैसे बढ़ रहा है? Because your current I is increasing. So you will see this current I, it will keep on increasing, and it will reach a maximum at delta equal to 90 degree. तो आप देख रहे हो कि your this current I, this keeps on increasing, but at the same time this Vm, it decreases. See, current will increase beyond 90 also. So your Vm, this decreases, but at the same time your I increases. ये चीज होती है, आपका Vm कम हो रहा है लेकिन I आपका ज्यादा बढ़ रहा है, तो you will see that your power will increase on a whole, but this will happen only up to delta equal to 90 degree. After delta equal to 90 degree, अब क्या हो रहा है? You take a case when your delta is equal to 180 degree. Vs and Vr बिल्कुल एक दूसरे के opposite phases में है. So your midpoint voltage here is equal to 0. No doubt your current is maximum, but 0 multiplied by anything is 0. So you're seeing that your power is equal to 0. So what happens after delta equal to 90 degree? Your आपकी ये जो करंट है, करंट तो बढ़ती रहती है, आपकी करंट डेल्टा इक्वल टू 90 के बाद भी योर करंट, इट विल, लाइन करंट, इट विल कीप ऑन इंक्रीजिंग. लेकिन जो ये Vm में ड्रॉप है, दिस इज वेरी ड्रेस्टिक. I आपका इसमें बढ़ता है लेकिन Vm आपका ज्यादा तेजी से घटता है. तो इसकी वजह से क्या होगा सेकेंड केस में, 9 डेल्टा इक्वल टू 90 डिग्री के बाद क्या होगा? यू विल सी Vm इज इंक्रीजिंग एट ए मच रैपिड रेट. So your power decreases and eventually that becomes equal to 0. So this was a rough diagram. So this is how your power changes. This curve represents your active power, while this curve here, this represents your reactive power. So when your reactive power is twice Pmax, at that time your active power is 0. At delta equal to pi by 2, your active power is at its maximum value, whereas reactive power is at half of its, the maximum value that it can reach. So we have finished your topic, power over a long transmission line. So if you have any doubt, you can text me or message me. But you need to remember this formula, these are very important from your, even from the perspective of power systems, because when you'll go for vivas, so these formulas are very useful. So we'll stop here. In the next class, we will continue with a new topic.